In the effort of expediency, I'm going to cut this down to hopefully no more than 4 minutes. You all have a copy of the white paper, and the white paper, just wanted to thank a couple of people that helped me gather data for the white paper. Really a lot of thanks to former Waterways Committee Chair Rick Woodworth. He spent hours giving me data, meeting with me, talking with me, as well as Dave Crane, who's in the audience, as well as Bob Roth, who was a former member. I'd also, on the city side, like to thank Jason Tomasetti, who spent lots of time going over MS4 and what the city's doing, and Tim Pinter also for sharing their expertise. And then lastly, former councilors Howard Reed and Sam Young kind of got my interest going back a couple of years, and former Waterways chairperson Ferris Heindel, I think, was instrumental in helping me understand this issue. So I'd like to just thank all of them for their efforts. The purpose of this white paper is to provide current information regarding our waterways and partial fulfillment of our annual MS4 required element related to public education. It's also intended to set the stage for a more informed discussion of the results of the nutrient source evaluation and assessment that will be presented later in 2021. What I mean by that is when I was out in the community campaigning, I spoke to countless people who were really misinformed about our waterways, had really no understanding of what impaired status meant, really didn't understand the history, didn't realize that our city was already doing several things as part of the MS4 permitting process to combat the issue, and didn't realize that our Waterways Committee had come up with several excellent suggestions for moving forward. So I was shocked at that, and I felt that before we all as a community can intelligently deal with Dr. Harper's study results, because he's going to give us his results and recommendations, I think it would be helpful just to do a community education program, and we'll call it a workshop, call it a program, to provide that information. So the white paper would break it down, and what I'd do is I'd propose presenting a workshop that mimics the white paper. The first third of it would be just to give an overview of the history of where we are now, how we got here, what the efforts of the city and the committee has been. Second part would be to talk about the city's MS4 program in detail, and then the third part would be to talk about the waterways recommendations. None of this is intended to push an agenda, get anything passed at City Council. It's just, here's what we know, here are some of the options. We're going to get the final piece of data that we need from Dr. Harper shortly, and if you have any unanswered questions about what to expect and how to approach it, I think that workshop would be the time to do it. So that's why I wrote this, that's why I'm presenting it to you, in the hopes that you'll think that the idea of giving a workshop at some point in the near future before Dr. Harper's proposal is something that City Council thinks is a good idea.